What is a formula field? Why you want to create? Boss, formula is a data type. What is a formula? Formula is a data type. Like a number, text, percent, currency, like that, we have a data type called formula. Now, what is the purpose of this field? If you want the system to calculate the value of a field, then we are going to use formulas. When do you use the data type called formula? If you want the system to calculate the values, we will go for formula. Right. So let me give you. Right. Try to understand this. People have to close your materials. Stop writing. If you listen to my class, you'll understand. Documents are with you and you can take home also. Spend your time in listening to my conversation. Now, what is a formula? It is a data type. It is a data type. This data type is used when we want system to generate the value based on the logic what we provide. We will use formulas. Okay. Then, when you are going for a formula, there are two types of formulas. One is standard formula, simple formulas. Second one is complex formulas or advanced formulas, we can say. Simple formula and advanced formula. So what is simple formula? If it is simple, it will call simple formula. When it becomes simple, if you are simply using simple arithmetical operators, additions, subtractions, multiplications, division, simple logic. If you are writing a simple logic, we'll go with a simple formula. Simple logic by using what? Fields of the record on which we are creating. If I am creating a formula on account object, only the fields of account can be used. If I am going for a simple, if I am using a simple formula on an account object, only the fields of account object can be used. When I say advanced formula, Salesforce has provided some predefined functions, logarithm functions, time functions, text functions. I want to get third character from the name. I want to check whether fifth character is Prasad. I want to check whether name start with S. Then do this logic. So when you want to perform a complex logic to calculate using the predefined functions of Salesforce. Salesforce has given a lot of predefined functions. Using those predefined functions, if you want to make a complex rule, then we go for advanced. When you are writing a advanced, you can use the fields of the object. Let us say you are writing a formula on account object. You can use all the fields of account object. It's account master object field, account parent object field, account parents fields also we can use. Now what is that? Not only using the data from your record, you are also using the data from your parent record, its parent record, its parent record. Are you getting my point? Simple means the record on which the formula is calculated, only the fields of that record are considered. When you say advanced, you can refer to your parent data. You can also go for some predefined advanced functionalities. Am I clear with this format? Right, Amma? Everyone is good with this? Okay. Then let me give you simple formulas. If you want to perform, if you want to write a simple rule, using the fields of the record with a simple operators. We will use simple formula. Then we are going with advanced formula. What is advanced formula? If you want to write complex rule, using the fields of the record, if you want to write a complex rule using the fields of the record and its master record, its master fields, using predefined functions, we will go for advanced. We'll go for advanced formula. Then let us take the next. If you are going for advanced formula, we have some predefined functions. What are those predefined functions? How they can be used? Right. Now look at the next point. Whenever we are writing a formulas in the Salesforce, every formula in the Salesforce will give you result in the form of every formula in the Salesforce. Every formula in the Salesforce will give you result in the form of. Look at the point. Every formula we write in the Salesforce will give you result in the form of checkbox, date, or we can say currency, date time, date time, number, percentage, then text time. Right. So what we have? Checkbox, currency, date time, number, percent, text, time. These are the data what we require. So checkbox, currency, date time, number, percent, text, time. These are the fields which you are going to get. This is the data type of the formula. When you write a formula, your result will be coming in any one of the format. So when you are writing a formula, first you have to tell what type of result am I expecting. When you are writing a formula, we are supposed to tell what type of result we are expecting. Then you have to write a formula. So before writing the formula itself, you should be aware about what type of result we are expecting. Then only I can go for formula. I hope you are good with this. Okay. Now when I am going for a formula, some predefined functions are there. So predefined functions. Let me start with the basic functions. First, today. What is this today? This will return Now this will return current date. Now month, if you give a month of date, if you give a date, it is going to give you month in the given date. Year, is written year in the given date. Then today, now, month, year, day. This is written year, or it's written day in the month. Now we have date value. Now if I give date and time, it will give you date. This will return date from the date and time. Now similarly, we have some more advanced functionalities on getting the hour of the date, getting the minutes, getting the seconds. This type of data we can do it. This type of data will be getting. So how to create this? Setup. Look at this setup. We are going with customize, lead, fields, because on existing object I am creating the formula fields. Setup. If it is an existing object, build, create, customize. If it is a custom object, I'll go with create. So go to customize, leads, fields. Then what I'm doing here? Scroll down. New field. What is the data type we had? Formula. Next, let us say, I just said processing fee. Now checkbox, currency, date time, number, percent, text type. What type of value are you expecting? Processing fee will be currency. Next. Then we add simple formula, advanced formula. When I say advanced formula, we add some functions here. What are the functions? Date, time value. What is the date time value? Date time value. So it's going to give date and time value. So there are a lot of functions here, boss. Now let us say date value, day, hour, millisecond, minute, second, time now, time value, today, weekday, year. Recently, some additional functions are added. Previously, these hours, seconds, minutes, weekday, they are not available. In the last version, they have given you these functionalities. So let me give you this. What are the functionalities we had? Weekday. In the week, is it a Monday or Tuesday or which day is this? So Saturday is, Sunday is 1, Saturday is 7. So all these functionalities are given to you as a predefined. So practically you using them for a formula, 99% we just don't write complex logic using formulas. If there is any complex logic, I'll go for what? Programmatical implementation. Okay. Now, what are the functionalities we had? There was this. Okay. So let us look at this documentation. A lot of unwanted, but still, as a part of the course, you have to learn. Okay. So what are the values we have? Date, time. Instead of typing it, I am giving from the documentation. Lot of functions are there. Okay. Now we can go for it. Now we have a date and time which you want to convert into time. If I give a date and time, I want to give it time. So what was this? Time value. This function will give time from the date and time. If I give a time value, If I give a date and time, it is going to give you time value. Let me give you this function return time data type in hours, minutes, seconds. Now in the hours, minutes, seconds, if you want to take hour, then again we have a function called hour, minute, seconds, milliseconds. Are you getting my point here? Now what is the purpose of time value? The purpose of time value is that will give you time from the date and time. That will give you time from the date and time. So let me give you quick points here. Time value. This will return time from date and time. Now, in which format we have? Hours, minutes, seconds. Now, from this again, if you want to get hours, so this all you can do it seconds and milliseconds. Then let's come back to the next one. Weekday. The next function is weekday. What is this weekday? Look at the point. We are having time now. This will give the current time in the form of hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds. Then we had some extra functionality. Where was that functionality? They're not giving the weekday. Okay. So extra functionalities we have is weekday. This will run day in the week. Sunday 1. Predefined functions. All these are what? Date functions. But frequently used functionalities, boss. What are those frequently used functionalities? First, is null. Is null. If the value is null, it will return. Now, where we are going to use? This is used for numerical fields. This is used for numerical fields. Is null. If the value is null, it will return true. This is used for what? Numerical fields. Then we have is blank. This will return true. If the value is this will return true if the value is blank. If the value is blank. This is used for text fields. This is used for text fields. Next we have if condition value 1, value 2. If the condition is true, value 1 will be given. Condition is false, value 2 will be given. If the condition is true, value 1 is given. Condition false. If the condition is true, value 1 is given, and condition false, value 2 is given. If condition is true, value 1 is given, condition is false, value 2 is given. Right? This is how we are giving. Now let us take a quick example of this use case. Listen carefully. Use case 1. On which object I am creating? Lead object. Then what is the value we are expecting? Number we are expecting. What is the rule we are writing? Field name is null or blank. Is null or blank. Then I am giving here. So I am giving if email is blank, give 0 points. Not blank, 10 points. If phone number is blank, give 0 points. Not blank, 10 points. If first name is blank, 0 points. Not blank, 10 points. If annual revenue less than or equal to less than 0, if annual revenue less than 0, then you can say annual revenue equals to 0, 0 points, more than 0. Now why I am doing this? We get a lot of inquiries. When I am getting a lot of inquiries, let us say I got 40 inquiries today. Now Jasdal has given 40 leads to me. Now I have to make a call to the students to find out who is interested for the course. Whom should I call first? I got 40 inquiries. Out of these 40 inquiries, which student I have to call first? Now on some basis I have to identify. Now whoever is providing more data, I will call him first because he is more genuine. Now how do I know? So if you provide a first name, 10 points, email 10 points, phone number 10 points, annual revenue 20 points. So I am saying if score is 50, give 5-star rating. Score is 40, 4-star rating. 30, 3-star rating. Like that I'll give a rating. Once I get a rating, based on the rating I'll call the students. First I'll go for 5-star rating students. Then I'll go for 4-star. Then I'll go for 3-star. Are you getting my point? To do that, I have to calculate a score for every lead. Whenever a lead is created, I want to calculate a score. Based on the data what you provided, your priority will be given. Let us say, I am applying for a loan. They'll ask you, do you have one car? 10 points. Do you have one way? Okay. Do you have two-wheeler? 5 points. Do you have one house? 20 points. Are you a salaried employee? Is your salaries more than 1 lakh per annum? Okay, per month? 5 points. Do you have a credit card with a limit more than 1 lakh? Give 5 points. Like this, they'll give points. Based on these points, if the score is more than this, yes, you are qualified to be converted for application. If your score is less than 50, don't approve his application. Don't consider his application. Are you getting my point? This should be done by whom? System itself. Every time I should not do it. System has to automatically do this process. Are you getting my point? To do this, I am creating one of the formula called lead score. Requirement is clear? Everyone has got the requirement? My requirement is clear? Everyone is clear? So what I am doing? Calculating the score. Based on the score, in the next step, I am going to give rating. Based on the score, I am going to give rating. So how will you do this? Look at the point. If is blank of, if email is blank, true, give 0 points. Otherwise, if phone number is blank, if is blank of phone number first name. If annual revenue is greater than 0. Otherwise, this is how we given. So based on this, we are going to get either 0 or 10, 0 or 10, 0 or 10, 0 or 20. Then I am going to get a final score. People are good with this example. Now go back to the lead. How do you create a formula on the lead? Go to setup, build, customize, lead, fields, custom fields and then I'm giving lead score. Then I'm giving here lead score. Then what is my value? Number. Are you going to get decimal points? Then we give a formula. Then what we had? Check the syntax. There are no bugs. Blank field should be 0 or blank. Treat the blank fields as blank only. Next. Then go to the lead. We got the lead score equal to 30 because I have not given annual. I'm getting annual revenue. I hope this is clear. People are good with this example. Right. So what was this? Is null, is blank, if condition. I hope you are good with this example, boss. Everyone is good with this example? People who are completely new to the programming. Are you comfortable with this? Right? People who are completely new to the programming. Right, boss? Okay. Let us go to the next use case. What is the next functionality? I have a next formula called image. What is that image? If I give URL and error message. If that URL is not printed, error message will be given. So what was this? This will print the of the given URL. If this URL is not working, then error message will be printed. Right. Now, Salesforce has already given some sample URLs, which I am going to use, boss. Salesforce has already given some URLs. Let me take some basic URLs. Now, let us take this. Salesforce has given some dummy URLs for images. So what are the URLs? Look at this. This is not good. Let me go with the otherwise, what should you do? Create your own image, upload them to a static resource, then you have to use it. There's a lot of procedure. So instead of that, at this level, I'm trying to use predefined URLs in the Salesforce. Now, yeah, look at this. Now I'm taking a sample URL, I'm trying to print it. First, let us take a quick example. We'll understand this. We'll try to print this, then I'll go for my scenario. First, let us see how the image will be printed. Setup, build, customize, lead, fields, new field, every formula. Every image is considered as a text mark. In the formulas, image will be considered as a text. Text. Next. Check the syntax. No errors. First, I'm trying to show you how the image will be displayed. Then we go for use case. This is how image I am printing, right? Okay. Now the point here is, I want to create a rating for you. Is it a 2-star rating, 3-star rating? Star symbols I have to get. I want to get a rating symbol. Now, what rating has to come? If the score is 10, 1 star. Score is 40, 2 star, 4 star. Score is 80, okay, above 50, any 5-star rating. I want to give the rating for it. So I am giving a use case. Everyone look at this use case. Use case 2. On which object you are taking? Object. Rating. Now, rule. Read score. If the read score is 10, 1-star rating. 20, 2-star rating. 30, 3-star rating. Five-star. So we have 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star rating. This is the format. Now, if it is a 10, 1-star URL has to come. 20, 20-star URL. So if you have multiple choice, how do you create? Case, expression. If the expression gives you value 1, if this value 1, if you have multiple choice, I'll go with case. If you have multiple choice, we'll go with case. Now let us take the example here. Setup. Go to the lead. New. Formula. Rating. Text. Now what is the condition we are going to give? Case. What is the recent field we have created? Lead score. lead score. If the value of the lead score is 50, 5-star rating. That is, the URL is already given by Salesforce. 40, 4-star URL. 30, 3-star URL. 20, this is how we have given. Now we are giving so what is happening here? If it is a 50, this URL will be coming to you. If it is 40, this URL. So based on the score, corresponding URL will come to you. Based on the score, corresponding URL will come to you. Whatever the score I have given, based on the score, the URL will come to you. The URL is coming to you. So go back to this. Next. Now go to the lead score. Check out. Lead score is 50. So we are getting 500.gf. But you want the URL or you want the image? You want the image. How do you print the image? Image of URL. So what I'm doing, I want this. I don't want the image, okay, URL, I want the image. So what I'm doing, go to the formula, then I'm giving it. Image. This, whatever the URL we are getting, that URL will be printed. If that URL is not working, image not found. Go back and see. We got the rating here. Right? Are you clear about this? So how this formula is given here? This is how we created. So look at this case. If it is a 50, give this URL and print it. 40, give this URL and print it. Are you getting my condition here? Am I clear with this? Am I clear? Any query? Any query from anyone? Okay. Now we are calculating. So what are the functionalities we have used? Is blank, is null, if, case, is blank, is null, case, if. I hope you are good with these examples. Okay. Let us go to the next functionality. What is the next functionality we have? We want to verify use case. On which object I am creating? Object opportunity. What is the field? Age. How many days back the record was created? Age. Role. This will calculate number of days. How many days back? Record was. This will calculate how many days back the record was created. Then how will you find out? How will you find out? Tell me. Come again. Last, see, last created date will be there. Last modified date will be there. A record will be created only once. Okay. So last modified date. Then last modified date is what? Date and time. Last modified date is a date and time. But I want to find number of days. So what should I do? First convert date value of, this will give you what? Date value of date and time. Created date is a date and time. I don't want a date along with the time. I want only date. So date value of created date. It will give you on which date the record was created. Then today's date. So today minus date value of created date. So today date minus. So every day the count will increase. I hope you are good with this. Right. So let us try some examples. People who followed means I will try some examples. People who have followed this. Everyone is good with this example. Right, boss? Followed or not? People sometimes respond. Your mouth is not only for eating biryanis. Sometimes you can also speak.
Sir, once again, sir.
Yeah. Now, why are you taking the created date? It is a date and time when the record was created. If you want to find the difference between two dates, you can only find the difference between two dates, not date and time. So, date and time should be converted into date. Date and time should be converted into date. Date and time should be converted into date. Right. Today is what? Today's date. Today's date minus date of record creation will give you how many days back the record was created. Okay. Now let us assume this use case. Use case 4. Look at the condition. Object. You are supposed to create a custom object called loan. This is not available. You are supposed to create these fields first. Fields, name, field name, type of loan. What are the values? Housing, type of loan, then security, on what basis you are taking the loan, security, salary or asset, based on property or asset. Then I have applied date, applied amount, currency. Now formula 1. What is that? Calculate rate of interest. Calculate the rate of interest. What is the rule? Loan type, interest. If loan type is education, 12%. Housing, personal, now calculate the rate of interest. Create a formula to calculate the rate of interest. Then calculate number of EMIs. Calculate number of EMIs. What is the rule? Type, interest, education, 48 installments, housing, 20 installments, personal, third one, create a formula. Now create a formula to calculate sanction amount. What is the sanction amount? Rule sanction amount. Security is asset. Security. What type of security? If security is salary, then 80% of 80% of 80% of, if security is salary, I'll give security is salary, maximum sanction. If security is salary, I can give salary, then 80% of, shall we make it complex? Okay. If security is salary and type is education, if security is salary, type is education, it's a 24 times of 80% of salary. Security is salary, type is housing, then 80 times of 60% of salary, and type is personal, then it is 40, it's 20 times of 40% of, if asset, then 60% of asset. Now calculate this. Now start writing the first formula. Start creating the first formula. How do you create the first formula? Case. We need to go for what? Case. First formula is case. Go for it. Start creating. First formula is case. Using the case, create the first formula. Using the case, create the first formula. Now, let us look at the condition. How you create this? Case, type, if type is housing, personal, if the type of loan is education, this is the way. If the type of loan is education, 12%, housing 10%, personal 11%. This is how we write a formula. Complete the second formula. Right. How you do this? I was supposed to create. Again, it's the same story. Type. It is a custom field actually. So we have to give underscore underscore. Why underscore underscore C? It is a custom field. Because it is a custom field, underscore underscore C. Education 48. Housing 120. Personal. Now, this is how we created. Education 48, housing 120, personal 32. Then, if you want to calculate the third one extra function is required. This is clear, right, boss? People who already know programming, these things will be very simple for you. But down the line, you find, okay, what you require, right? Now, look at the format here. Now we need to understand the next functionality. What is the next functionality? Case is clear, right? You are supposed to practice this by creating this object. It is not a standard object. The third one, if you want to create the third one, we need to understand a pick list here. Now, look at the format. We had is pick val. What is this is pick val? How we are going to use it? Now, what is this is pick val? If I have a city as a pick list, if I have a city as a pick list, I have a city as a pick list. Now, which option you can choose in this? I may choose any one of the option. But how do I know whether you have chosen this option or not? When you have a group of options, I want to check whether you have selected a particular option or not. Case is what? If you select this, do this. If you select this, do this. But I want to say, if you select Hyderabad, run the operation. But I want to say, if you select Hyderabad, run the operation. How will you run this? How will you run this? Now, look at the format. Is pick val. Is pick val, city, Hyderabad. So what does it mean? If you have selected city as Hyderabad, that will give you true. If the option what you have selected is Hyderabad, then it is going to give you true. Are you getting my point? We are verifying whether a particular option is selected or not. We are verifying a particular option is selected or not. In case, if you want to deal with multiple number of fields, I have chosen case. Now, if your city is Hyderabad, I want to return the true. So what is that? Is pick val city Hyderabad. If city equal to Hyderabad, it will give you true. Are you clear? Right? So what is the purpose of is pick val? This will return true if the option what we have selected in the pick list field if the option what we have selected in the pick list field is same literal. example is equal of this is how we are creating. This is how we are creating. Now what I want to do is, look at the format here. What I want to do, above condition, if security is salary, so if is equal security if security is salary. If it is true, statement 1 will come, otherwise statement 2 will come. Am I right? If condition, this is the condition. If security is salary, statement 1 will come. What is our statement? Everyone is good with this, right? If okay, if what we have selected is salary, then statement 1. What is statement 1? I am giving case. I am giving case. What is there in the case? Statement 1 is case. What was that? If type is if it is education, then I told what was that? 24 times of 80% of housing, 80 times of 60% of then we have person. Person. 20 times of 60% of 40% of then we had this is what I give. If it is salary, based on the type of loan, we are calculating the amount. Else, what is else? Else statement 2. Else means what? It can be a asset. It can be asset. You have to go for a salary or asset. Asset cost. Right? Are you clear? People have got it? Create it. Yeah, now write it. Write by your own. Followed, right? Everyone followed. You can write by your own. Make an attempt of writing the same formula. Make an attempt of writing the same formula.